morning, one and all present here today. COVID-19 has given us many different experiences, and one amongst them is this whole new way of having a book launch, actually, a virtual book launch. I, Ruchi Mohanta, on behalf of the entire Mardia family, take immense pleasure in welcoming each and every one of you on this lovely sunny morning. I would request you all to check on the speaker view for the best virtual experience. Without much ado, let's start by invoking blessings with Navkar Mantra. The most beautiful thing is to see your parents smiling. And even more beautiful is to know that you are the reason behind that smile. Manish, I'm sure you're feeling just as proud and happy today as the day you felt when you first held this newborn girl in your arms for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, Manish Mardia, a super proud dad.
Jai Jinendra, a very good morning to all of you. Hope all of you are safe and in good health. It gives us immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome on this virtual book launch function. My daughter Vidhi Mardia, whose maiden book is about to be released today. 6-7 months of hard work has paid off. What came in as random thoughts has translated into a proper book, which I hope will be useful to all the readers. I am happy and proud that during her CA course, Vidhi could take time out and write on such a mature and much needed topic. We are happy and grateful to have with us amongst us today some of the most successful people in their respective fields. I would like to extend a hearty welcome to Shri Gopal Krishnanji, who's an author and a corporate advisor, former director Tata Sons. We also have with us Justice Vineetji Kothari of a Judge Madras High Court, Dr. Sandeepji Sancheti, Vice Chancellor SRM University, Shekharji Mehta, Rotary International President 2122, and Megha Bajaj, also an author and film script writer. I would here like to make a special mention of Shri Motilalji Oswal and Shri Nileshji Vikamsi, past President, CA Institute, who were kind enough to give their testimonials but could not join with us today. It's an honor to have all of you here, sir. Vidhi is blessed and lucky. Her grandparents, Dada Dadi, Prakashji Mardia and Nirmalaji Mardia and Nana Nani Fatehchandji Shah and Kanchanji Shah are with us today, who have been continuously showering their blessings and good sanskars on her, because of which she could do this. We also have with us today Nityashri Venkatraman, playback singer and Sony Indian Idol runner-up. And it's her birthday. I would like to wish Nityashri a very happy birthday and welcome her too. I would also recognize the presence of Shri Deepakji Yadav of Bigfoot Publications, who gave this debutant author a chance to show her talent and helped in publishing the book. Thank you, everybody. I welcome you again.
Thank you, Manish, and thank you, Payal, for joining on the screen. The really proud parents. Your smile and your warmth has filled every room that houses your loved ones today. Where words fail, music and melodies step in to complete the unsaid, untold joy. A beautiful soul joins us today. With a rare talent to sing in 18 languages, including Spanish, Arabic, Brazilian, awarded the Young Achiever Award in 2016 for her outstanding performance in singing in the 4th Annual Vijay Telly Awards in 2018. First contestant from Tamil Nadu to become the finalist in the history of national level competition and came first runner-up. Anchored the show Dinam Urusuvai in Vijay TV, and also the birthday girl today. A very happy birthday to you, Nityashi, and thank you so much for being a part of this lovely celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath as Nityashri is sure to leave us mesmerized with her voice.
Yes, now it's unmuted. Namaste to all of you present here. My gratitude to all the dignitaries and my heartiest congratulations to Vidhi Mardia for her amazing job. I wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors, Vidhi. I hope you write a lot of books like this and make all of us proud around you. And I'm sure your parents should be super proud of you and your work. They've always been saying, Vidhi is this, Vidhi is that, and now I can see you have proved yourself, you with this book, and I really can't wait to read it, and I'm soon expecting a copy from you. And here's a small dedication from my side. It's a beautiful song which goes along with the the story that Vidhi has written. So yes, here goes a song from Sanju film. So am I audible? Perfect to everybody?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, perfect. Pigla de zanjeere बनाओ उनकी शमशीरें कर हर मैदान फतेह बंदिया कर हर मैदान फतेह घायल परिंदा है तू इखलात जिंदा है तू बाकी है तुझ में हौसला तेरे जुनून के आगे अंबर पना है मांगे हर डाल तू जो फैसला टूटी तकदीरें तो क्या टूटी शमशीरें तो क्या टूटी शमशीरों से भी हो पर हर मैदान फतेह पर हर मैदान फतेह पर हर मैदान फतेह बंदिया हर मैदान फतेह पर हर मैदान फतेह पर हर मैदान फतेह पर हर मैदान फतेह बंदिया हर मैदान फतेह गर्दिशों के बादलों पे चढ़ के वक्त का गिरेबा पकड़ के पूछना है जीत का पता, जीत का पता। इन मुट्ठियों में चांद तारे भर के आसमां की हद से गुजर के हो जा तू भीड़ से जुदा, भीड़ से जुदा। कहने को जर्रा है तू, लोगे हल्ला है तू, टूटी शमशीरों से ही हो। कर हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह रे बंदिया, हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह रे बंदिया, हर मैदान फतेह, कर हर मैदान फतेह रे बंदिया, हर मैदान फतेह।
Wow, I really wish we could get our audience to all clap for you, Nityashri. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you so much.
so soul-stirring and breathtaking and inspirational, the least to say. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
I'm
much.
wishing you a very happy birthday all over again.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you.
She's a voracious reader. She's an introspective person. She's a delightful daughter. She's a holistic seeker. She's an inquisitive, intelligent mind. Yes, that is VIDHI, Vidhi, the star of the morning and the reason behind this August gathering. Words have always fascinated her, whether it was listening starry eyed to bedtime stories or devouring her English textbooks even before school started, whether it was committed, hardworking, and always eager to learn something new. Vidhi was inspired by her grandfather, Mr. Prakashji Mardia, who is an incredible poet himself. But what surprised the parents was when she wrote her first poem at the young age of 9. If this wasn't surprising enough, the clarity of thought she displayed and the swiftness with which she was able to weave her thoughts around a topic left them speechless. Initially, just like any other young adult her age, Vidhi wasn't good at handling any setback. However, just like a spark ignites a fire, she took to looking at setbacks in a totally different light. And what that spark was, well, I'm going to ask Vidhi to fill us on it a little later. Currently pursuing her chartered accountancy, and when she's not busy penning her thoughts down, Vidhi is productively occupied to serving the underprivileged and is an active member of an NGO called Team Everest, which is the biggest youth-run NGO in India. Writing is therapeutic to her, and she has a natural flair for it too. In the words of her teachers, Vidhi has the gift to make anyone feel special just by her words. She has written close to 70 poems in English and Hindi and won several writing competitions. She's also pursuing Spanish at level 7 and hopefully will be extending her creative pen to that language too. Successful Failure, Not Just an Oxymoron, is her first book, and here we wish her luck for many more to follow. And now for the moment that we have all been waiting for, an ingenious way to release the book. With the blessings of the Supreme Lord, we have all our dignitaries. We request all our dignitaries, Sri Gopal Krishnan, Dr. Justice Vineet Kothari, Dr. Sandeep Sancheti, Sri Shekhar Mehta, Miss Megha Bajaj, please, if you could all kindly hold the book. And Vidhi now will be handing over the first copy to her granddad. Thank you so much, Dada.
विधि बहुत बहुत बधाई। चित्त में यदि गोपाल बसा हो, व्यवहार विनित हो, संगीत की रोशनी से पथ आलोकित हो, तो शिखर छूना बहुत आसान हो जाएगा। तुम्हारी सभी कामनाएं सदैव पूर्ण हो। हमारा आशीर्वाद सदैव तुम्हारे साथ है।
Thank you, Prakash Mardia ji, for doing the honors of unveiling the first copy and also for your encouraging and kind words. Let's all put our hands together and welcome Vidhi as a young and talented, promising writer. In conversation with a young author, not by chance, but by choice. So, Vidhi, how are you feeling at this moment and how has your journey been so far?
Firstly, thank you so much, Ruchi Auntie, for such a beautiful introduction. And I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. It's like I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous. I'm enthralled. But above all, I'm extremely blessed and grateful to be here today. My journey has been the best journey I've had so far. But just like a coin has two sides, I had my fair share of ups and downs. But the most important thing was that I enjoyed the process completely. From experience to ideation to execution, everything was like the most beautiful chapter in the book of my life, if I may say, as an author. And the most important part of this journey was it was very exhilarating and it was the best part of my life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vidhi, and it's such a pleasure to hear you speak with such passion. Now, the most obvious question first, and something which I'm sure is on top of everyone's mind. What was that moment when you decided that your thoughts need not be kept just with you, but need to be shared with the rest of the world?
So as you all know, I'm pursuing chartered accountancy, and pursuing a professional course does come with a baggage of pressure and stress. When I realized that my peers and me weren't able to look at failures in the right way, I thought that it's my responsibility to make failure comfortable amongst everyone. The one spark, the one thought that changed my life was, what if setbacks could be the most beautiful comebacks of life? And which is when I decided to write this book. Through this book, I want to make failure comfortable amongst everyone. I want everyone to smile through the downs just like they smile through the ups in life. And I wanted people to understand that understanding and accepting failure is a slow shift. And what is most important is how we traverse through these peaks. And that is why this book came up.
Lovely. I really like the way you said your setback can be your comeback, and many such beautiful things that you have written in your book. Your very first chapter in the book is called The Jigsaw Puzzle of Life. What really does that mean to you?
So since I was a kid, I've loved playing and solving puzzles. At that point of time, it really didn't matter to me if the puzzle was perfect or if there was some mistake. It just was important to me to be able to play and make a jigsaw puzzle. But as I started growing up, I thought I'm taking myself and life way too seriously. And that is when I thought how beautiful life would be if we could use life as a jigsaw puzzle. And so my first chapter is solving the jigsaw puzzle of life. And I've divided the puzzle of life into 7 elements, which makes it so interesting that each piece has its own importance and we have to take each move smartly so that we can have a complete picture of life.
Thank you. You know, I also believe in this whole concept that it's all in the Lord's plan, and we all have these little jigsaw puzzles, and they all, yeah.
So I've grown up with formulas. Being a commerce student, formulas were very much a part of my life. And there was always this thought in my mind that what is it about formulas that catches people's attention so soon? Which is why I thought that a few formulae in my book would really help catch attention and increase retention. So my most favorite formula that I personally love that I've written in this book is face it plus faith it is the most miraculous combination. So face every hurdle that comes your way, face it with a smile, and faith in yourself, faith in God, and faith in whatever you do. And I'm sure when we sum these two up, we are sure to get the most miraculous results and open the door to a number of miracles in our life.
Thank you. You know, you speak so passionately about these formula, and they're so refreshing after all the dreadful formulas I have done in school in mathematics. So I really looked forward to, and there are some lovely, interesting ones. So thank you so much, Vidhi, for this. And I love it too. Face it plus faith it will definitely give you a miraculous combination. Thank you so much, Vidhi. That was really fun and interesting. And we're going to continue this conversation a little later. But right now, we would like to hear from our dignitaries whose bio sheets, when I was reading and trying to put together, was in itself a very inspirational moment for me. We'll first have Mr. Shri Gopal Krishnan join us. And I'm going to give you a little brief about him because there's so much to say. And sir, outright my apologies if I have missed out on something which is very important. Do fill us in if that happens. Vast is not spelled as V-A-S-T for him, but as W-A-S-T, engaging in writing, advising, speaking, and teaching. Sri Gopal Krishnan has 52 years of management experience, in which time he has delivered over 100 keynote addresses, both in India and abroad. He has authored 9 books and contributed to numerous newspaper articles. He has served as the chairman of Unilever Arabia, as MD of Brook Bond Lipton, as vice chairman of Hindustan Lever, and the director of Tata Sons and many more Tata companies. As executive in residence at SPJN Management, Mumbai, and is a distinguished professor at IIT Kharagpur. One of his unusual yet popular courses is called LWNT, Learning What Nobody Teaches. Sir, my apologies once again if I have not done justice to your huge credential, but it is my absolute honor to have the opportunity to introduce you today. Thank you so much for taking out time for this young author, and we would love to hear you address the gathering.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Ruchi. You exaggerated my accomplishments, but thank you for that. The principal person whom we are celebrating today is Vidhi, and I would like to recall in a very short time 2 or 3 points, not about myself. You know, I have written not 9 but 12 books, and my first book came when I was 60, and that's about 15 years ago. So when a person of 21 says I have published a book, I was a bit taken aback. And when I got the book, I perused it. And I did something which I have been trained to do. I worked in Hindustan Lever, so we do market research and so on. So in the back part of the book, I blocked this biodata of Vidhi and a picture. And I gave this to 5 or 6 people, so it's not very big market research, to say, what do you think is the age group of the person who wrote this book? And the average age came to 62.
Wow.
And then when I told them that somebody of 20, 21 has written this, if it's been published when she's 21, she must have started writing it when she was 20. They said, more than her talent, we admire her determination. And I thought that's an important message, because as I've grown older, I've seen my own grandchildren grow up. Talent is not something that is special. It is determination and perseverance. And for that, I would like to applaud Nidhi. And I hope you'll never give that up. Never think you're hugely talented, because, you know, God has given talent to everybody. But those who determine and persevere with it, let their talent flower. So my hearty congratulations. A great pleasure to be here. I would be remiss if I didn't briefly recall my association with her grandfather, actually her great-grandfather, Mulchand Ji Shah, Fatehchand's father. So the year was 1967, and that's a long time ago for many of you. It sounds like it was Mughal times, but it was not that old. I had joined Hindustan Lever as a young trainee, and they told me that I must go to work in the field. And my first day, or the first week, I was packed off to see our distribution partner, whose firm name was Mulchand Ji Shah in Parel. And off I went to that shop, And there was a little boy sitting next to him. I myself was a little boy at that time. I was 21. Fateh Chand Shah was probably 18 or 19. He must be 2-3 years difference from me, sitting next to his father. And they gave me my first introduction into what happens in a distribution system. And so the relationship with the family goes back to the great-grandfather of this author. And I would like to believe that their duas anyway with you, but perhaps through my presence here, I'm having a chance to recall, and their dua may it always be with you, because elders' dua is probably life's most valuable treasure. Not the money, not the amanat, but the dua. So may it always be with you. And I want to close by saying, you have written on the subject of your third chapter says when things go wrong, and you described various episodes. And it just reminded me that when I was still in service in Tata's, we started a very unusual thing called Dare to Try. Because in a company, many people feel hesitant to take a risk because it may affect your career. And based on certain inspirations, which I won't go into now in the interest of time, we started a scheme called Dare to Try and said that those who have made an honest mistake, we will actually reward. The chairman gives away an award. And in the first year, only 12 people applied because nobody wanted to admit that he's made a mistake. But by the time I retired, I think there were almost 2,000 applications. People felt proud to fail. So that's a practical application of the nice things that you said in this book. My congratulations once again. God be with you, and may the dua of your ancestors, some of whom I have known, be always with you. Thank you for having me over here.
Thank you, Gopal Krishnan ji. That was so beautifully summarized and so nice. And thank you so much for bringing in relations, which are so important, whether it was Vidhi's grandfather or great-grandfather. Thank you so much for bringing them live into the moment with us right now. And also for giving us a very interesting way of encouraging failure in organizations. I'm sure those of us who have organizations here have picked up very valuable tips today. Thank you so much once again. Basically, there is a music that is playing. Would you like to do that? Yeah, thank you. I'm sure your pearls of wisdom will continue to be a part of our lives forever. And like I said, your idea about incorporating it as a part of our institutions is phenomenal. Our next guest today is Dr. Justice Vineet Kothariji, who is at present the senior most puny judge of the Supreme Court at seniority number 22 in the High Court judges in India. He started his career as a tax and constitutional lawyer in the Rajasthan High Court. He has decided approximately 23,000 cases in Rajasthan High Court, 14,000 cases in the Karnataka High Court, and 3,000 in Madras High Court, totaling to 40,000 cases in all. On the academic side, he has contributed papers for national conferences on international taxation and on many other allied subjects in many European countries. We are honored to have you with us, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. First of all, my heartiest congratulations to Vidhi for writing a very, very wonderful book, which I am supposed to formally launch. So if the audience permits me, I have again gift wrapped it, and I can open it to launch it formally. Vidhi, and you, madam, I have the permission.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So this beautiful book, not a very big book, but full of wisdom in it. I've been able to flip through some of the pages, and I'm really deeply impressed by the maturity of the thoughts about life given by such a young author that I was confused how to compliment her. So this is what I wrote on the first page of the book for her. If you can read it, you can read it, Madam Adri. I'll read it for all of you. I've written lots of compliments and blessings to the very oxymoron now, matured young author of Successful Failure, Not Just an Oxymoron, Vidhi. And then my signature and of course my designation, which you just now said also. I've read many books on life. I've been an avid reader of Reader's Digest right from my childhood kind of thing. And I found various articles there, various books I used to purchase from Reader's Digest, and then other books also. I'm fond of books also. So it is one of the books, I would say, which you pick up any time of your day or while going to bed also, and then read it. It not only freshens you up, but gives a great philosophy about life in very powerful expressions of a very young lawyer. I would say she's a CA student. Since I would also done CA, what kind of course is CA? I understand better perhaps. And generally, chartered accountants are known to be the people doing 2 + 2 = 4. But here is a chartered accountant or chartered accountant making who has done a wonderful job on philosophy and psychology of life. And I'm deeply impressed by the book and the writings therein. And it is a like Gagar mein Sagar, Hindi mein we used to say Gagar mein Sagar. So in a very short book of about 182 pages, she has brought out the entire philosophy of success and failures of life. She rightly says that it's difficult to digest failures and difficult to digest success also. Both are equally right. To overcome the failures in life and then turn them into opportunities and then succeed in life is the real good journey of life, which a young person like Vidhi Mardia has summed up very nicely in this book. I'm very happy to be part of this launching function, and I met her once only and her father in some function, and would like to meet again, I think, more. Because of the great philosophy which she carries with her persona. And I'm very happy to launch this book, and very happy to be part of this function. I was in another court meeting, then I begged excuse from the Chief Justice to say that I'm in another very important meeting, sir, and I have to leave the meeting at least temporarily for some time. So thank you very much for making me part of this function. And I once again heartily congratulate her. And I can, since age difference is there, I can also give my blessings to her. And may God bless her with all the success in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vineet ji, for leaving the other meeting and joining us here today. And thank you for picking up a very interesting thought that, you know, it's a book which you can pick up at any time of the day and read any chapter. It will be so motivating to pick up any part and start reading. You really don't have to go in order for that. And thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Very happy.
Thank
Very
you.
happy.
Thank you. Dr. Sandeep Sancheti, very rightfully known as institution builder, holds a PhD from Queen's University of Belfast, UK, an MSc in Engineering from DTU Delhi, and a BTech from NIT Warangal. He is currently the Vice Chancellor of SRM University, Chennai, and also the past President of Association of Indian Universities, New Delhi. Formerly, he was the President of Manipal University, Jaipur, Director, NIT Delhi, and Director, NITK, Surathkal. He started his career by serving at MBM Engineering College, Jodhpur, and MNIT Jaipur in various capacities, and has more than 36 years of teaching, research, and administrative experience. He has also been instrumental in the NITs in Tiruchirappalli, Goa, Puducherry, Calicut, Sikkim, and Delhi, and has served as the director in them. He is the recipient of the Commonwealth Scholarship and Fellowship under Colombo Plan and was a visiting faculty at Asian Institute of Technology, Bangkok. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir, and we would love to hear you have you share your thoughts with us. Thank you.
Namaskar, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Ruchi, for a very generous introduction, which wasn't probably needed. Heartiest congratulations to Miss Vidhi Mardia for a wonderful work, a book, her maiden effort, successful failures, not just an oxymoron. Very happy and delighted to see this particular work coming from a young person of her age, but of tremendous maturity. Heartiest congratulations. I also would like to acknowledge the presence of Shri Gopala Krishnan Saab, Shekhar Mehta Saab, Honorable Justice Kothari Saab. Some of them are very well known, Ms. Bajaj also, and of course Manish ji, who has given me this opportunity. Friends, I was rather lucky to have read it a little earlier than many of you, or probably got that chance, because I ended up writing the foreword for this particular book, and it was really a learning experience for me also. I must admit that at this age, to do all that and to achieve all that is very difficult. And like Gopala Krishnan Saab said, I'm still waiting for myself to pen down my first book, and I haven't reached 60. So maybe I'll remember that word, that we need to do it. But I think we need to learn from Vidhi that it's very, very important to share your expertise in your thoughts to the world. I must also say that the book is full of examples, the poems, the real life experiences, the anecdotes, the imaginary conversations, the letters, quotes, takeaways, equations, formulas. I've taken equations and formulas in the end because this is what I love. I belong to the science domain, and we probably never paid enough attention to the languages, or maybe writing in general. So I was pretty surprised to find equations and formulas also coming in the book from a chartered accountant. Not only that, she's multi-talented with, she's a poet, she has written poems in this, she's an author anyway, proven author now with the presence which we are seeing and the contributions she has made. Wonderful. Now, she has talked about something very, very important in everyone's life called failure. And failure is something which we are all shy of, we don't talk about, and of course there is no question of us writing about it. I belong to a research domain, and therefore whenever I see a research paper, I find everyone beating the chest saying I've succeeded in doing that. But no one tells you about the failures which are there. So she has very significantly brought the importance of failing, or the role of failure, or maybe the underestimated power of failure, if I can say so. And in that sense, I would say that I am able to relate myself with what she has communicated through this particular book, because when I did my research some 30 years back, I kept on failing again and again. And I must say that today I feel proud that I also tried to document that failure. And when I had to face my viva was right in the beginning, my examiner said, Sandeep, you have done wonderful work. You are getting your PhD. And after this statement, he ended up telling me that, no, but let's talk about that chapter where you have documented all those failures. And I said to myself that no, I'm in trouble, because this guy is going to talk only about my failures. In Hindi, as we say, I felt bhains pani mein gayi, as if I'm going to drown, I'm not going to survive. But let me tell you, that was the wonderful thing which we discussed during that time. And from then onwards, I always felt confident about the failures. And this book was a wonderful addition to my thoughts when I saw it coming from Vidhi. And I must say that what has been said by Gopala Krishnan ji is what I am also going to echo because of my science background. I think Tata's famously had this particular thing, dare to try, basically to promote the people who are failing, to promote them and to take them further. I think the same thing has been done by the Procter & Gamble. Heroic Failure Award is what they tend to give. So there are many examples in this. And I have myself communicated that we should be celebrating failures. One who has failed 5, 10, 100 times should be celebrated. And I think the two examples, the most prominent ones, would be Thomas Alva Edison, who probably failed 1,000 times, as was known to most of us. But we also know about Abraham Lincoln and various others who have failed, but yet succeeded. And in the current generation also, you'll find many, many examples. So I won't be able to discuss everything which I want to discuss at this particular point of time. But I would say that one equation which I liked, because as I said, I am fond of equations and some takeaways which are directly measurable. I think one equation which I liked was nothing plus confidence is everything. and the reverse of that is everything minus confidence is nothing. I think we should believe in ourselves. I think that is a strong message this particular book is giving to all of us. And that's
I'm
where,
so sorry. Can you please repeat that because it got a little broken? If you could just
okay,
repeat that again. Yeah.
sure. The equation for me was nothing plus confidence is everything, and everything minus confidence is nothing. I think that's a very, very right equation, because as Indians, we have not seen the world, many of us. I also started believing only when I saw the world. I think that confidence thing is something very, very important. Even if I didn't have anything, I think I can do wonders, and that's what happened. And one takeaway which I'll probably take from this particular thing is that the one which she has given at the end of every chapter, there are many, all of them are equally good, I would say. But the one which I would say is almost in the end, probably 17th or 18th chapter, I believe fear breaks more dreams than failure does. And therefore, the fear of failure should go away. I think that is a strong message which Vidhi has given to us. I must say that I have enjoyed reading this book. I'm going to prescribe it to some of my young students, and hopefully Vidhi will continue to entice us with more of her works of similar nature, whether she's going to practice chartered accountancy or do something in Spanish. I don't mind, but I would bless her. I'll say to her, request to her that she should continue in the same vein by making other people benefit from her good work. So on this occasion, thank you for inviting me and also giving me this opportunity. God bless Vidhi and everyone. Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That was so nice. And thank you so much for bringing out aspects of the chapter and telling us that how she has picked up little things from various places. Thank you so much for doing that for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure their words of encouragement meant a lot to Vidhi. Let's continue to find out a little bit more about the book from the author herself. Now, Vidhi, letter writing is a lost or forgotten art. We hardly write or receive any letters these days. What then made you write letters in the book?
I'm a very old school person that way. Writing and receiving letters is something I enjoy the most. You give me a letter and I'll feel like I'm the happiest person on this planet. And since I love writing, I feel that letters have a personal connection with the person. And I wanted to bring a little bit of myself into the book so that my readers can have a personal connect with me while they read. I've written letters to so many things and people that we wouldn't even have thought of writing to. For example, I've written an open letter to God, I've written one to failure, and for more, you all will have to read the book. Letters have always been my happy place, and I'm sure that you all are going to enjoy reading the letters just as much as I enjoyed writing them.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll all love to read those letters one by one. As I read the book, and very rightly say, as Dr. Sancheti also pointed out, it struck me that you have drawn so much inspiration from lyrics of songs, from posts, from quotes, from other people, their stories, and also movies. Can you tell us about a movie that inspired you?
So yes, I have used a lot of real life examples, movies and song quotes in my book so that because I wanted it to be relevant for everyone. And one movie that is etched to a deep place in my heart was definitely Chichori. The one sentence that really caught my eyes was, we all have a plan for what to do after we succeed, but very few of us have a plan to do what we do after we fail. We all plan for what we should do when we succeed, but none of us plan what we should do after failure, which is why we get disappointed and dejected. The movie beautifully said, plan A and plan B. Plan your success, but plan your failures also. And that is what I've tried to incorporate in my book as well.
Thank you so much. That really shows how deeply, when you watch even a movie, you're able to resonate and take things from that. I'm sure we are all now eagerly waiting, and we would want Vidhi to read a favorite part of your book with us.
So my most favorite part of my book is an open letter that I've written to myself. So it basically says an open letter to yourself. So often we write letters to everyone, but we forgot to write one to ourselves. And which is why I've written one to myself, and I'm going to read it out to you. This is from the 3rd chapter, and this is one of the most favorite parts of the book. So let's do a small 2-minute exercise and see if it works. It worked for me, so I'm hoping it does for you as well. Go stand in front of the mirror and say to yourself, thank you for being here when I needed someone to listen while I spoke my heart out. You accepted me even when I made mistakes and helped me embrace all the chaotic messes I was caught in. You turned my imperfections to perfections and loved me with your heart and soul. From teaching me to let go of trivial things to making me realize my potential, you did it all. I've started loving my flaws because you found them beautiful. With you by my side, I'm sure I can get through everything that comes my way, and this is what keeps me going. Thank you so much for being my pillar of strength and pushing me to be the most beautiful version of myself. This is an open letter to yourself, and it creates miracles like nothing in the world can. It's worked amazingly for me, and I'm hoping it does for you all as well.
Thank you so much, Vidhi. That's such a beautiful thought. If we can just write to ourselves and if we can just assure ourselves that we are beautiful the way we are and we are striving and becoming a better version of ourselves. So I think this Sunday, I'm sure we are waiting to grab a copy of the book so that we can start reading it. And in the chat box, Mr. Mahendraji has been putting links where you can, click on the link of the Google form and you can order the book, and it's going to be downloaded to you free of cost, as well as the bookmark. What I mean free of cost is, I mean that you will not have to pay for the delivery charges. And of course, we have to encourage the young author by paying for the book for sure. And what I would want you all to do is probably try this exercise, like she says, write a letter to yourself. So while we're waiting for the book to come into our homes, we can try out one of the exercises that she has mentioned. Moving on to our next two speakers. Mr. Shekhar Mehta, the president of Rotary International 2122, is only the fourth Indian in 115 years of the Rotary movement to serve as the president of Rotary International. Graduated from St. Xavier's, Kolkata, Mr. Mehta has the rare combination of being a CA, a cost accountant, and a company secretary. He heads the Skyline Group, engaged in real estate development in various parts of the country. Keenly dedicated to service, and through various Rotary initiatives that he has led, some prominent ones are constructing 500 homes for tsunami survivors at Andaman and Nicobar Islands, conceptualizing a nationwide Teach Literacy program which has impacted 50,000 schools and 15 million children that have benefited from it. The program has been replicated in Nepal and Pakistan. He has helped take the e-learning program to millions of children through the television channels of Government of India, and that is so relevant today when everything is now moving online. He started a scholarship program called Udan for marginalized children, and over 1,000 scholarships have been given by his club. Responding to the Prime Minister's call of Swachh Bharat, he has helped set up 6,000 rural toilets which has benefited more than 30,000 people. He is the recipient of highest awards of Rotary International, including Service Before Self, the Meritorious Service Award, and the Distinguished Award. His guiding mantra in life is service is the rent we pay for the space we occupy on this earth. Sir, without a moment's delay, we would love to get inspired and hear you speak.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm a proud grandfather. Vidhi happens to be my granddaughter. She is the granddaughter of my eldest cousin. And the other reason why I'm very proud is, it's always said, what you leave unfinished in life, you expect your children or grandchildren to do. Of the three things that I still have pending in my life to do, bucket list में जो करना है, उसमें one of them is to write a book. So संदीप जी, जब आप लिखेंगे तो मैं भी शायद इंस्पायर हो जाऊंगा, लेकिन आज हम दोनों इंस्पायर होके जा रहे हैं by Vidhi herself. At 21, if you can write a book, at 61 for me, it's not too late probably. I am really happy at the subject that you've chosen. I give about 1,000 lectures in a year, and I tell you, 50% of them definitely touch this topic. So the moment I was writing the testimonial, it touched my core so very well. And it's such an important thing in life. It's not just about failure. Life is about ebony and ivory. You don't exist without the other. You yourself said there are two sides of the coin, absolutely. And so when I was reading parts of your book, I could hear myself talking to people, That's exactly what I talk to them. I say to them, if you haven't failed, you haven't tried enough. I mean, if I don't have stretch goals, if I haven't tried something which is beyond me, I don't think life is worth living then. A ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are meant for. You need to take the ship, row out in the high seas. Life is about adventure, not about maintenance. And I'm so happy, Vidhi, that you adventured into writing this book at such an early age. I'm so happy. जल्दी शुरुआत करी. वो कहते हैं कि इंतजार करने वालों को बस उतना ही मिलता है जितना कोशिश करने वाले छोड़ देते हैं. So nice of you to have tried this book, and I'm so happy. This is just going to be the first one. I can see it's going to be first in the series. There are so many things, and I love these books. When I was reading it, I was getting reminded of another friend of mine, Shiv Kera. वो भी किताब इसी तरह की लिखते हैं, बड़ी अच्छी लिखते हैं. We all know he writes great. What you did was made them into small chapters. Anybody can read any chapter at any given time, and all of them have a message. It's not that this one is linked to that. So these are books, one of the previous speakers said, you could pick up just before sleeping, just pick it up and read one section of it today, another section some other time. कहाँ पर छोड़ दिया, bookmark लगाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, and you can read this book from anywhere. I like some of the things that you have said, and probably it's meant for yourself. No one in the world knows your potential better than you do. Vidhi, you have come out with your potential. Shayad, when you were talking to yourself, writing that letter to yourself, did you realize that potential? And I'm so happy that you did. Life is about success and failure. Some examples were given. One of my icons that is for me is Walt Disney. What a failure he was initially. He went to Kansas City Star and they said, you lack imagination. Whereas to me, he's one of the most imaginative people in the world. Amitabh Bachchan was rejected by All India Radio that he didn't have a good voice. And look, if there is one asset he has, evergreen, and that is his voice. And there are so many in today's time. Bill Gates, his first work was in Microsoft. It was TRA for data, and he failed in it. It didn't succeed. But look where they have taken, they have used the failures to be springboards. And I think that is the message everybody needs to understand. Character is not about absence of failure. Character is about conquering failure and moving ahead. It's such an important aspect. Everybody in life fails. So your book should inspire people when they feel they are dejected, they are down. They probably need to remember an extract of the book that you've written and feel that, no, there is an opportunity for me also. So बहुत काम आएगी ये किताब दूसरों की, I can tell you. Like Sandeep साहब ने भी कहा, fear breaks more dreams than failure does. Absolutely. Bernard Shaw said, you see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not. So that's it. That feeling of why not, that's what you've done. Why not at the age of 21? Cheers to you. May this just be the stepping stone. You have miles to go and miles to go before you sleep. All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shekhar Mehta ji, and it is so humbling to hear you all say so openly that you all are inspired to start writing a book now. That is so, so beautiful. How nice of you all to admit it and to say this to this young child right now. And so many things that you mentioned, Shekhar Mehta ji, right from the book and also from outside the book, and how important it is for young people to understand that failure is just a part, it's just a stepping stone to success, and not to stop themselves. So thank you so much for your motivating words. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot of food for thought all through the Sunday. Our last speaker for the afternoon now is Ms. Megha Bajaj. Megha Bajaj is the award-winning author of several acclaimed books, including Thank You, Cancer and I Inspire. She has written over 1,000 articles for internationally acclaimed magazines and newspapers. Her beloved Guru Mahatria describes her writing by saying, Megha's words bypass the mind and go straight to the heart. Megha also runs online workshops and currently is writing film scripts for prominent production houses. She has been invited for talks to many premier institutions and has been the youngest speaker at the World Confluence of Spirituality. Ms. Megha, we would love to hear one of your failures, which in some way was a turning point for you in your career. Ms. Megha Bajaj.
Thank you so much, Ruchi. That was a wonderful introduction. And first, I just want to begin with telling Manish, Payal, and Vidhi's grandparents, I completely know what you would be feeling right now with your hearts hammering in the chest, seeing this young child doing something so wonderful, because I feel as proud being a part of her journey. And just a little bit of background before I move to my failure. Vidhi came to me with sparkling eyes and a very bright smile. And she told me that I want to, this is the book I've written and can you help me? What more can I do? And we kind of walked the journey together. The book you see right now in your hands is a beautiful product of months and months and months of very, very hard work from Vidhi. And I must say one thing, there are authors who write very well, and there are authors who live their writing. I think Vidhi is one such person who has lived the writing, not just in the book that you're going to read, but in the 9 months that I've known her. She's lived it with me. So every time that she sent the manuscript, and I would tell her, can you please redo this part? Can you do this? Can you do that? Not once has she complained. Not once has she said, no, I can't. Not once did she give up. Continuously, I think the book has gone through about 11 edits by her. Each time she wanted to improve it further. So I feel that here is an author who's living her journey, living her title, and absolutely living her book in every way. So congratulations, Vidhi. A small, since you asked me to talk about my failure, from morning I've been thinking, so where have I failed? We tend to think only about our success and where is it that something went right. So from morning I've been thinking, okay, which failure, what failure? And it was interesting to realize that, Warren Buffett beautifully said it. He said that we always think of it as opportunities that we won and opportunities that we lost. But there's that third bucket, which is opportunities which we missed. And what I realized is that for me, failure is not about if I didn't do something to what I expected, that's okay. But if I didn't try at all, and if fear got the better of me, then that would be my true failure. And I could remember as back as 8th standard when I wanted to stand for my school captaincy. And I really wanted to, but fear of what would people think, will my friends laugh at me? I didn't. And then when someone won and everyone was saying, oh, you should have been the person, the kind of regret that I went through is what made me realize that I am not afraid of failing. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of fear of failing. And that's exactly what Vidhi has spoken about. A very, very, very hearty congratulations to you, Vidhi. You deserve every bit of this beautiful moment that you're going through. And I can feel with you literally the way your heart would be beating is the way it's beating for me. So I'm going to just conclude with a few lines from her book that really touched me a lot and I think are quite apt for this particular moment. Just like a leveret caught between the fences, trying hard to come outside, I too fight with my inhibitions. and put my ego aside. All the futile attempts it made and finally got there. I too fell down, stood up, and learned that not always life's fair. Gained the self-confidence and burned the fear. I realized it was time to change life's gear. Despite everything, the agony in my heart was standing still and clear, not knowing my car will move in the direction I steer. So beautiful, Vidhi, and this is just the beginning, is all I want to tell you. This is the first of many, many, many beautiful books. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, Miss Megha, and that was so beautiful and so nice of you to read out a part of her book itself for us, and also acknowledging how consistent Vidhi has been in improving herself on day basis, or chapter on chapter basis, or revision on revision basis. Thank you so much for doing that, and thank you so much for joining us today. Now we are running a little out on time, and it is 12:30. So we would like to take maybe 2 questions from the audience. So if we could have the questions, and we could have Vidhi answering the questions for you.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? My name is
Yes.
Mahesh Dokar.
Yes, please do. Yes.
My question to Vidhi is that you have mentioned 19 lessons we learn from failure. So why is it 19? Why not 20? Why not 18? So is 19 the lucky number or what? So I was keen to know this.
Thank you so much for the question. This is something that I wanted to share with everyone. 19 lessons that we learn from failure, but we fail to learn from success. I've given you 19 lessons. I want the 20th lesson to be something that you discover while you read the book. Something that is personal to you, something that you write down for yourself, and something that you will carry with you through the rest of the life. So yes, I wanted the 20th lesson to be very personal and special and unique for each individual. We all have our journeys, and we all are rare, unique, and original. And that one lesson that works for you may not work for me, and that works for him may not work for her. So yes, the 20th lesson is something that you have to discover for yourself.
So I guess what the author wants to say is, I'm giving you hints for 19, 20th, you need to experience yourself and write that as an addition to the book. Thank you so much, Vidhi. Can we take one more question from the audience?
Hi, Vidhi. I'm Dr. Shrikant here from UK.
Sir, can you just increase the volume on your side?
Is it audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Vidhi. Congratulations. All the best.
Thank you so much.
There are so many self-help books nowadays. What is it that makes your book different and interesting, Vidhi?
Thank you so much for your question. Yes, there are many self-help books these days, but I think the one thing that makes my book an absolutely interesting read and different is that I've included a lot of poems, open letters, quotes, real-life stories, conversations, imaginary conversations, and everything, and mixed it up to bring to you something that you can always keep in your heart. Formulas are easy to catch, letters are personal, and poetry is something that makes you feel special every time. So this book has a lot of different elements that sum up and make it an interesting read.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vidhi, for answering those questions straight from your heart, right from so much of passion. I'm sure you've given your acknowledgements in the book, but you may be having okay, can we have Rachna Mehta ask the question, please? Rachna Mehta? Are you on call with us? Ms. Rachna Mehta, would you like to ask the question?
I don't see Rachna on the participant list.
Okay.
There's one person, Amitji, who wants to ask questions.
No, Rachna is logged in from, I think, Dhruv or Naveen. Dhruv, it's Dhruv, Mahendraji.
आपकी आवाज जा ही नहीं रही है, म्यूट है आप.
She can unmute herself. I've given her
Yeah.
the option.
Okay.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Vidhi, I just want to tell you one thing, that we are super proud of you. You have done something which nobody in the family has done. We all love you, and as on behalf of the entire family, I want to tell you that what you have done at such a young age is commendable, and what you have done is unheard of and unseen of in our family. So congratulations, and beta, we love you and very proud of you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much, Rachu Masi. This actually got tears in my eyes, and I miss all of you so much. I wish you all were with me today to celebrate. But nonetheless, I'm sure you are all watching me, and yeah, love you.
We love you, Vidhi.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I really wish we had more time on this and we could have allowed more people to speak, express their love for Vidhi, which is coming a lot in the chat box also. Vidhi has written about everybody that she wanted to thank, but I'm sure she has more people to thank. Over to you, Vidhi.
Ruchi, just a moment. There is a 13-year-old girl who's put a question. She wants to write a book and she needs some tips from Vidhi.
Tips.
I think
Okay,
you
great.
can take it. Just a 13-year-old girl.
Definitely, we'll do that. So, Vidhi, what are your tips for this 13-year-old? Yeah, I can see it right now. I'm 13 years old. Even I'm interested in writing books. Any tips, please? Yes.
I'm so happy that you're inspired by me and even you want to write books. I think the 3 things that matter the most are: number 1, commitment; number 2, passion for what you do; and number 3, belief in yourself. Once you have all these 3, I'm sure you can do it, and I'm rooting for you and waiting to see you as an author soon.
Thank you. And it is a boy and not a girl. I'm just reading. So doesn't matter whether it's a boy or a girl. I'm sure the tips are going to be the same.
Definitely.
So thank you so much for that, Vidhi. And now you can move ahead with your vote of thanks. Yes.
No day is complete without gratitude, and how could I end mine without one? There are so many people who've been so instrumental in my journey and made it so smooth, so happy and filled with positivity. Firstly, I would like to thank God for giving me the strength to achieve all my dreams. Secondly, I would like to thank my spiritual mentor Mahatriya for instilling in my DNA that how important it is to be a multi-role wonder in life, and how important it is to push yourself beyond the finishing line. I would like to thank my Dada, Dadi, my Nana, Nani, and my parents for raising me to believe in myself. I would like to thank all the chief guests today for your kind words of appreciation and encouragement. It really meant a lot to me. Thank you so much for taking out time and being a part of my big day today. I would like to thank Ruchi Auntie for doing this for me, and thank you so much, Ruchi Auntie. You were fabulous and I loved every bit of it. I would take this opportunity to thank Nityashri. She's my friend and she was absolutely amazing today. Nityashri, you keep rocking and I love you. Thank you to the technical team, organized everything for a hassle-free day and not given us any stress regarding the technicalities and for such a smooth function. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you for being a part of my big day, for taking out time on a Sunday and joining me. And all my friends for handling all my mood swings, continuously believing in myself, making me believe in myself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you enjoy reading this book. And yes, see you soon.
Okay. So Vidhi, I've just got a request that your Nanaji would like to say something. So can we have him, please? Mahinder ji.
Please enable Rinku, Mahinder ji. Vidhi's Nana wants to ask something.
दादा पूछो।
विधि, तेरी ये बुक सक्सेस के लिए पहली सीढ़ी है?
एक बार वापस आप रिपीट करेंगे?
वापस बोलिए।
आज से पासो बोलो।
विधि, तेरी ये बुक सक्सेस के लिए पहली सीढ़ी है?
Is it the first step to success? Is what he's asking.
Yeah. Yes, definitely it is the first step to success. It is the beginning of many things that are coming my way. And हाँ नाना, ये book success की पहली सीढ़ी है और मैं आज आपको बहुत मिस कर रही हूँ और आपके आशीर्वाद के लिए बहुत बहुत थैंक यू एंड हम जल्दी मिलेंगे.
Thank you.
Thank you.
हमारी सक्सेस वास्ते फर्स्ट
Thank you so much. And Vidhi, that was straight from the heart. It was so warm and it was so genuine. And you rightly said, no day can start without gratitude. No day can end without gratitude. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this lovely morning with us. But now the most important part, how are you going to get this book for yourself? Here are the steps that you can follow. If you are in Chennai, you can fill in the Google form, which is attached in the chat box, and an autographed book will be sent along with a complimentary bookmark via Dunzo with no extra delivery cost. So that goes out for people who are in Chennai. You can definitely fill it in right away, and the book will be delivered to you in the coming week straight. For those who are outside Chennai, you can order your books on Amazon, Flipkart, as well as Kindle. All these links are going to be available to you, and the links will be active from tomorrow. So you can start ordering your copies, and let us all encourage her, not just because she is a family or she is a friend, but she has written something which is very, very important on a subject that is important to us. So failure is not the opposite of success, but it is a part of the success. And like Winston Churchill said, success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. So thank you so much once again, Vidhi, and I hope you can see in the chat box the links that are coming.
All the love that's coming in, and Ruchi auntie, can you please repeat the announcement for non-Chennai people once more?
So for the non-Chennai people, the links are available on Amazon, on Flipkart, on Kindle, and they will all be available from tomorrow. So you can start ordering your books, and I'm sure next Saturday, Sunday, you will all be having a copy of the book, and you will be enjoying your Sunday with some very interesting read and important lessons for life. And like so many of the speakers said, I'm just going to say that again, that you can pick this book up and read any chapter at any time. You don't have to follow a series to get to the end. You can just pick up whatever works for you. So thank you so much, and thank you. And I'd like to thank Kumbat Systems and Mahendra ji from all our side for making this so smooth and effortless for all of us. So from my end, I'm Ruchi Mohanta, and I would like to sign off the morning and say thank you once again from all our sides for joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.